Hey Raiders, it's crazy, but look at the timer here. We're about 9 minutes into the raid and we're just approaching one of the potential raider spawns. And I see a sleepy raider in there. He either just spawned or has been sleeping in there for a while. Wake up, raider! But then I hear a first wave cache nearby. Let's check it out. Ooh, we get a Tempest Blueprint. How lucky that we got there before the sleepy raider. Hey raider, do you need some blueprints? And this wasn't even the first Tempest I found today. Here's the first one. So what's actually happening here? Well, the new Hurricane map condition has been released with the February Shrouded Sky update, and it's an absolute blast. We got the new physics, we got new arc, but most importantly, we got these special first wave caches that only spawn during the Hurricane map condition. These caches have insane loot pools with high tier weapons, but also high tier blueprints, and in this video I'll share with you the most important tips on how to farm these more efficiently, and we'll also try to put a little image of a map on the screen for every location that I find the cache in. Here's what's important to know. These caches seem to spawn in the same spots as the normal raider caches, so you can use Metaforge maps to see where the potential spawns can be. The spawns are very random, so don't expect to find a cache at every marker here, but you can use them to check the general area, and you also have images in most of the markers to see the area better. The community has started mapping out the Hurricane caches specifically that they found, so you need to enable both Raider cache and Hurricane cache to make your runs highly efficient. So what are your options here now that everyone is starting to farm these caches? Naked runs is my favorite strategy. This is where you load into the game with only adrenaline shots but no augment or weapon. You still get a safe pocket if you find a very valuable blueprint, plus these first wave caches now also spawn high tier weapons. You can find Renegade 4 here, Anvil 4, I even found a Tempest 4 in one of these caches. So you will have weapons anyway if you want to extract, but you don't always have to extract. Here's me just loading onto damn battlegrounds. I hear a cache nearby, check it quickly, and I got a Bobcat Blueprint. So I surrender and go again. If you are hunting for blueprints, it's a valid option and it allows you to surrender without losing anything if you spawned into an old raid and all the caches are probably searched. You just surrender and go again. Another tip is to check where the wind is blowing as soon as you spawn and map out a route in your head. You want to hit hotspots of where the caches can spawn, but you want to avoid running against the wind as much as possible. You want to pick a route that will make you run with the wind or at an angle, but not into the wind. That will take too long and other raiders will snatch the caches before you. I'm not going to clickbait you with the best route for first wave caches. You will find that as people start farming these, no route will work 100%. Your best bet is to check for the closest hotspot with the Metaforge map and sprint right to it, and then if you didn't find the blueprint you were looking for, figure out the next best location from there. If you spend a long time planning a route, even if you spawn in a fresh raid, by the time you are halfway into your route, other raiders that have spawned on the other side of the map have already opened some of those caches, so just running as many raids as you can is what you need to eventually find what you're looking for. Another option is to consider going into solo versus squad lobbies. Usually raiders are too busy searching for caches or loot at this point, and you can get to quite a few unopened caches quickly, while in friendly solo lobbies I found that everyone is just running caches currently. If you want a better chance to find these caches, turn on night mode right here in the audio settings, and even though the Hurricane event is pretty loud, you need to be listening for a rhythmic hum of the raider caches. It's not the usual mechanical ticking anymore, it's more of the electric hum. It has a pattern, so eventually you really get used to hearing it. If you think you heard something, just stop and listen. If the sound keeps repeating, that's the first wave cache. Now turn side to side slightly to figure out where the sound is coming from, and you found yourself a treasure box. I don't know if the drop rate is going to be nerfed soon. On one hand, the rare blueprints, especially Tempest, are much easier to find on this new map condition than they were before, and also Vulcano and Bobcat are no longer exclusive to the hidden bunker and locked gate conditions. On the other hand, the community has been asking for a better way to hunt blueprints. Considering that all blueprints reset every time we go on an expedition, maybe this is Embark's way to encourage more people to reset their character, by giving them more ways to get these harder to find blueprints. Either way, if you're still looking for one of those rare blueprints, now is the time to farm them and maybe give them to your friend for safekeeping if you're planning to leave on an expedition, because we really don't know if the drop rate will be nerfed at some point in the near future. Now that I've shared all the essential tips you need to know on how to hunt for these first wave caches, give this video a like, click the subscribe button, it really helps the channel. And here's a quick montage of an insane little run just around the testing annex where I found 3 pretty valuable blueprints in one run. Enjoy. Oh hell yeah, Bettina. This one's not as common as it was at the beginning of the game. Alright, now we sprint to the testing annex. Let's see. No blueprints in this one, but there's a potential cache spawn just behind me as well.
Look there. There.
Alright, what are we gonna get in this one? Any blueprints? What do you guys think? Alright, a cheeky Bobcat. Let's take you with us. I already have a lot of them, but what's one more? And then this was our Sleepy Raider cache from the beginning of the video. So on this run I got a Bettina, a Bobcat, and here we get a Tempest. All in the same run. Yeah, definitely a good time to run these first wave Raider caches. Hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching.